Greetings, dear friends, fellow programmers, and those aspiring to be. I have a question for you. Did you know that developers on average spend more than 2 hours every single day fighting distractions? Yes, you heard that right. More than 2 hours every day. And now that we know that fact, it's no wonder you always feel like there is not enough time during the day to finalize everything you have started. Trust me, I've been there and I've felt like it. And that is exactly the situation when you wish to master the arts of time management, because it will not allow you to push more stuff into your day, but to be able to manage the amount of time you have at your disposal in a smarter way and get more done within the same hours, of course. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Marko and I'll be your host today. And as you already heard, we will be talking about a topic that is beneficial for everybody, but even more so for developers, because for us, it's pure gold. So sit back, relax, make yourself a cup of coffee, and enjoy the video. In the fast-paced world of software development, time management is not a luxury or a skill you can decide to learn at some point to make your life even so slightly easier. No, my friend, it's a tool you need in order to be able to survive in the world of programming. So I highly recommend you to pay close attention to all of my previous experiences I collected over years of working as a developer, entrepreneur, and combination of the two. As developers, we often find ourselves juggling multiple projects or multiple jobs or multiple gigs at the same time, having endless meetings, calendar events, going through emails, taking a look at our channels for chatting with people, and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So when it comes to time management, it kind of feels like an uphill battle. And that is completely true unless you truly dedicate time and efforts to master the arts of time management. But first things first, I would like to mention only a few benefits you would get from mastering proper time management. Because in my personal experience, and basically every experience I managed to see from my perspective, I saw that proper time managing gives substantial benefits. The first one being, it will of course increase your productivity. The second one is going to be dedicated to the fact that it will reduce stress. And while we're talking about stress, it is of course going to prevent burnouts. And finally, it will improve your work-life balance. Before we start tackling points that are going to improve your time management, I would just like to mention a few things you should definitely have in mind are productivity killers, and they will reduce your output substantially. So have this in mind. The first point is going to be endless social media scrolling. So if you think you are aware of this problem, let me paint a picture for you. Just imagine the following scenario. You've been working really hard, and you decide you've earned a couple of minutes of leisure time, and you pick up your phone, and the next point, an hour is gone. And the worst part is not the fact that you just wasted 1 hour of your time, but the issue is the fact that your eyes are going to be even more strained than when you began looking at social media. Because looking at phone is a lot more demanding for our eyes when compared to looking at our monitors, because your eyes need to focus a lot more because it's a tinier screen. The second point I keep seeing all the time is multitasking issue. Now, you might be wondering, but multitasking is a good thing, we're producing more stuff at the same time. Well, it kind of feels like you are doing more, but in reality, you're just making yourself spend a lot of time going from one thing to another, and then to another, and then to another, and just spending time between the processes and not actually doing stuff. Basically, you're just spreading your focus too thin. Point number 3 is going to be dedicated to disorganized workspace. So, if your workspace is not tidy and clean, it is going to distract you, it is going to disallow you from being 100% focused on your work because you will have a lot of things to look at and distract yourself with. And on the other hand, if your environment is perfectly clean, without any distractions, you will just have to sit and do the work, because you will have no alternatives, right? And final and fourth point are going to be overcomplicated to-do lists. So, when you think about this one, when your to-do list looks like a novel, it means you might be doing it wrong, because the whole purpose of to-do lists is to allow you to not have to spend time thinking and remembering stuff that you need to do. And when you need to spend a lot of time actually understanding what needs to be done, it kind of explains that you are doing it wrong and you're spending more time than you're supposed to do your to-do list. So, now that we know what the common issues are that all of us kind of have an issue with because we're all making those mistakes in general, it is time to start talking about good things you can introduce in your life to improve your time management skills. This one is a must. You have to plan your day. If you're doing a lot of stuff, and if you're working on your job, and also you have some personal projects and some side hustles or whatever it is, you definitely want to spend some time into creating a to-do list that you're going to follow. Now, hear me out on this. This is not your cookie cutter kind of video where I tell you you need to note everything and make to-do lists that have a gazillion items in them so you can do whatever. No, the main idea is that you are freeing up your mind from having to think about the items it needs to perform each day. So, you want to free up your resources and allow your brain to focus on the actual work, not having to think on what needs to be done. For that, you have the to-do list that is going to remind you what you need to do. So, there are a gazillion theories that specify the perfect time to make your to-do lists and those things. And you have two main theories, the first one being before you go to bed every night, you spend some time creating your to-dos for the upcoming day, or to wake up early, then you create your to-do list for the upcoming day. And basically, those two theories, in my experience, are more hassle than they provide the benefits. In my experience, I prefer a lot more to ad hoc add items as I remember them that I need to perform some tasks, and then when the time comes, I just follow along my to-do list for the day and I try to do as many things as I can. So that way, I'm creating very short, not very descriptive tickets, because I do not need to be very descriptive because I know what I wanted to do. And of course, if you're making them for the upcoming 2 months or something like that, maybe you want to provide a bit more detail, but still it should definitely not look like an essay. So you should create short, very quick to create tickets that are going to remind you that you need to perform some tasks. That way, freeing up your mind to be able to focus on actual work. In my personal example, I like using an app called Todoist. And why I like it so much is the fact that you can very quickly create new tickets, and basically after that you just drag them and do them. This application fits perfectly with my preference not to have to spend too much time to create my to-do items. And the second application I like to use for my to-do lists is Excel, because it allows me to create a very easy to navigate and see list of things that I need to perform. The second thing you want to do to improve your time management skills is prioritize. After you have successfully created a list of things you need to do during the day, it is time to prioritize them. And this part right here is essential, and again, there are quite a few different theories on how it should be done properly, and my take on it is a bit different again. So there is a main theory that states you should first do the hardest task for the day and then proceed to the rest, because you will feel awesome because you did the hardest thing and then you have everything cut out for you. And the second approach is to initially do a few easier tasks, and that way boost your morale and then do the hardest thing. And my approach is somewhere in between, because my approach is to listen to your own behaviors. So me personally, I'm an early bird and I like to wake up really early, and for the first hour or so, I'm not so productive. I do start to work right after I wake up, but the actual productivity starts happening after an hour, hour and a half after I'm awake. Because also I'm following Andrew Huberman's suggestion not to take caffeine in the first hour after waking, and basically that's exactly what I do. So it fits perfectly. For the first hour, I do something that is relatively simple, and then when I feel that I'm awake or I take my first cup of coffee, then I start working on the most difficult tasks, because then I'm fresh and ready and also focused, and I can deliver on the most difficult task for the day. And after that, I just keep lowering the expectations as I progress through the day, because my mental fatigue increases. But on the other hand, there are so many people I know personally who are night owls, and their best productivity time is during night. So for them, the most difficult task should be performed during the period of day when they feel most productive and most capable. Oh my god, I'm giving such a vague explanations of things. I'm always in between of things. I should be a politician. What do you think? So the main premise is you should definitely invest some time and effort to learn about your personal biological clock and how your brain functions in optimal way, and then just adjust to that, and the benefits of your productivity will be skyrocketing for sure. And let's not forget minimization of distractions. So you should turn off your social media or phone in general. You should not open any tabs on your browser. You should not have too many windows open. You should be in a quiet place while working. You should have no distractions whatsoever. But in reality, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all do stuff we feel like doing, which is not optimal. But what I managed to figure out that at least works for myself is a well-known technique in the world of management of time. It's called Pomodoro technique, and it bases around you having blocks of code that are supposed to be high focus time, and you basically create those 20 to 25 minute blocks of time where you should be hyper focused, not have phone near you, not be distracted by anything, and just do one thing and one thing only in that block of time. And then when those 20 or 25 minutes have passed, you have 5-minute break to get up, move a bit, and relax your brain so it's ready for the next window. So what you want to do is just link together a few of these 20-25 minute blocks, and you will have a productive day, because you will be focused on your work and you will not find yourself as easily distracted, or when you do, you will feel bad about it because you're in the focus block of time, and you should not get distractions to prevent you from doing the actual work. At least it works for me. You should maybe find something that works for you, just investigate a bit, explore a few options in that area, and find what works best for you, because we are all different and everyone is going to benefit the most from something different. I guess this technique works for many people, but not everyone. For example, I noticed that I spend a lot of time during the day while I'm bored doing the actual work. I tend to open analytics for my projects or YouTube channel, or to take a look if there are any new purchases or messages or emails, and I address those even though I'm supposed to do something really important. So that is where Pomodoro enters and helps me out a lot, because in the box that I'm focused, I do not open any of those things. I'm just focused on the actual work. Now, I do not want to make this video last for ages because I know it is difficult to stay focused and get the most out of the video that lasts too long. So I will make a cut here, but we will continue exactly where we left things off in this video in the one that is going to be released next Friday. So please subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on so you will not miss that upload of part 2 of this video, and you will see it and get all the benefits I have prepared for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would like to invite you to go to the comment section below, leave your opinions on the points that I made in this video, and maybe try to guess which ones are going to be the part of the next video. I would like to thank you for watching and wish you an amazing day. Bye.